In 2002, I began teaching, and legislation, No Child Left Behind, became real. This is bipartisan legislation with the purpose of making our students in the United States globally competitive in international assessments, as well as decreasing the achievement gap. We've all taken these tests, these selected response, multiple choice items, where we have to make sure we understand the benefits and the drawbacks from them. Benefits is that they're easily graded. Drawbacks is just a snapshot measurement of what the kids know at that time. So as a result, we began orbiting around the sun of testing. And we literally changed our incentive structure of our organization. And you start to see the change in teachers. We start caring more about tests and less about the kids in our classroom. In our own system, we see this with our school profiles. You have the school profile, immediately your eyes go to the table. But there's something missing from that school profile that tells us more about the education that our kids are consistently going through. And then, as a parent, you want to compare schools. You want to say, my school is better than that school, based just purely on test, when really we're comparing apples and oranges. One might taste sweeter at first, but the other one has benefits as well. When I was running for Baltimore County Board of Ed, I realized that this is just one measurement, like when I built my deck, okay? I just didn't use a tape measure to build my deck, so why are we using just one simple measurement to assess our school systems and how well they're doing? I also realized that I was seeing Baltimore County public schools through the eyes of my kids. It's a very myopic view of education. And as a result, my vision is skewed, and it leads me to wrong assumptions about what's going on in the school system. As a result, Reservoir High, where I teach at, I have a better understanding of what's going on in that school. I feel connected with the pulse, whereas the picture of Westchester, where my kids go to school at, is very hazy, because again, it's limited to just through the eyes of my kids. So I ask myself, what is the main goal then of all of public education? And you'll notice there's one word in common, and that's to prepare. And we have to ask ourselves, are we preparing our kids for a test or tomorrow? And I kept searching for that answer as we went through. And I thought about my own experience in education. I would not be here today if it wasn't for Mrs. Lewis's theater class and me dressing up in purple tights and performing Shakespeare in front of all of you. Believe me, this is less than that. And think about your own experience. What has made you prepared for this global marketplace to be competitive? Is it a test? Or is it educators engaging you in something more meaningful that leads you to who you are today? I am blessed to teach a class like that called World Religions, in which I get to teach kids about the value and belief structure and cultures of other faiths in this world. And it's about building understanding and promoting peace, and the kids buy in. We do a field trip, and in the first day, we go to a Muslim mosque, a Catholic church, and a Jewish synagogue. And all throughout, the hosts are open, they're welcoming, and they're encouraging kids to ask deeper questions, to build understanding. The second day, we go to a Buddhist temple, a Sikh Gurdwara, and then a Hindu temple. And at the Buddhist temple, Monk Jack comes out, and I actually have his beads in my pocket, and he welcomes kids to, if they want, participate in meditation and ring the gong. At the Sikh Gurdwara, there's a turban tying ceremony, and there you see me with a student after they perform that ceremony. And they get to all sit down, knees down, and sit as equals and eat. And it's part of a great tradition in the Sikh community that's not as embraced as much. Now, what do we want in our education? Do we want to industrialize schools where we see our kids as products? Then testing makes sense, right? We want to test our products to make sure they're consistent and everything else like that. There's very simplistic knowledge in just testing to make sure they come out. Or do we want education to be a buffet of opportunity, where kids get to pick and choose those experiences that will help them in the future, like you had in your schooling? And they go through and they have more choices, and they can pick better classes. Again, this applies to teachers too. As a teacher, I know that quite a few of my colleagues are leaving because they're unsatisfied. We do not see the fruits of our labor in our students. So how can we be purposeful in making sure those experiences are counted as much as tests? We can use analytics. We can survey those kids that leave our institutions and then get feedback about what experiences actually helped them in their lives. And that will be real and meaningful and refill our cup of faith in the profession. In conclusion, I would like to ask you, right now, definitely examinations are still outweighing experiences. And we have to ask ourselves as a community, as a world, and as people, do we going to value data over human beings? Thank you.